everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm talking all about overtraining, exercise, sports, fitness. I think I wanted to bring awareness to this because this is just my outlook on it, is that there's a lot of awareness on, inactivity, not being consistent, and people are gaining, extra weight and fat and causing them to lose quality of life and health and all that. So that's very much common. I mean, there's a lot of awareness in that already. However, opposite end of the spectrum is also true. And that is, in my case, what happened is that there are people like me, maybe some of you are watching out there, that are the opposite of that. We're naturally not lazy, and again, I'm not saying, people who aren't like this is lazy. I just mean that we're naturally not lazy, we stick to things, but more than that, we overdo things. And we have no problem with putting 110,000% into something. I started doing sports and competitive, like gymnastics, martial arts at a very young age. And I competed nationally, internationally, and I trained hours and hours and hours a day for years and years. Intense training. Eventually I also added tennis, and eventually it moved more into tennis. And I also did a lot of strength training, conditioning for my sports. And I was always very dedicated as a child, as a young guy. The consistency and effort was not a problem. And you think that's like a great thing. And to a balance, it is. But I dedicate a huge part of my health crash to overtraining. It's really good to push yourself past your threshold, and then you adapt and your body gets stronger, more flexible, faster, and all that. That's great done in balance and without obsession. And that's where a personality type like myself it's a challenge for us. And it's nothing to be ashamed. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. It's just a path that I had to take and kind of work on myself. Because I had a very, I was prone to, when I had a goal in mind, I just did everything I can for it, right? I remember I wanted to do this one tumbling pass, and I was in the gym for hours and hours and hours doing it over and over and over again because I couldn't get it perfect. Even the coach, a gymnastics coach, is not known to tell you to take a rest. Okay, gymnastics coaches, if you are in serious gymnastics, they are really obsessive, and it is a sport of overtraining as it is. Now, a coach, a very high level coach in this sport, he's very well known, told me, Jaden, take it easy, you're gonna overdo yourself. And so it is totally possible that to overdo yourself and cause your health harm by doing too much of a good thing. So I want to bring awareness to that because there's not that much of that talked about in the media, and with all the social medias and the internet, it's almost like if you're someone like me, you're not constantly being reminded that too much is also not good. You're always reminded oh, too little, you're not doing enough, you're not getting your goals, blah blah blah. But there's hardly, or if any, really emphasizing in that some of us don't have the problem of doing too little. It just doesn't happen for me. I know a lot of my friends who were gymnasts and athletes have the same type of thing. It's your constitution is to do more, and that is your detriment. You have to learn to hold back and to rest and do nothing sometimes. So I definitely say that I was on top of all the things I was going through, this overtraining myself, it caused massive harm to my health, obviously with the health crash. My journey now through this health crash is finding a way to still satisfy my my instincts and my personality that likes to work hard at something, that enjoys the process, that enjoys the day-to-day grind, but finding a balanced way and really focused on recovery as well, and really give power to the rest. You know, for me, how I viewed things before, it was just like, you know, work, train, and rest was like, oh, I gotta do this. Okay, let me just take a little break. Okay, get back to work. And that's not right, because the reverse is also wrong. Like, there's people who are just like, oh, I don't want to train, and they do a little bit of training, and then they just, you know, slack off, rest, and it takes a lot of motivation for them to like train. That's why there's a huge career in personal training and, you know, personal trainers and stuff, because people need the motivation. But there's also people who are the opposite, you know, who are just like, it's not my problem to train. My problem was to rest. So I want to, again, I keep using these words, but bring awareness to that, because I think if I could go back in time, not that I would ever really want to change anything, because I'm so happy now of everything I've gained from the journey, but if I could go back in time, and my purpose going back in time was to give my old self a tip or like one advice, just to help myself feel better, then is to just stop, dude, like take a rest. And that's what I'm learning to do, and still learning to do through this health crash recovery journey. And now, 9 months post full recovery, my body, obviously I can do everything again. But difference is, it's funny because the body is, in my case, in this situation, my body is very forgiving, but it does not forget. Okay, so now my body is so sensitive to abuse. So if I overtrain and I don't focus on the rest, it tells me. And the way it tells me, it's not symptoms, because I'm not symptomatic with the health crash anymore for months. But the signals that it used to give me, it's like it's giving me the same signals. Like before it was like if you overtrain and you're tired, it's like, oh, you're tired, Jaden. This is me speaking, like my body talking. It's like, Jaden, you're tired. Just go to chill out, eat, rest. Now it's saying that, and it's screaming in my ear because it's been depleted and it's caused my health issues. And the body's very smart. I mean, we're like this ever-evolving, awesome biological machine, right? So now has that memory of the horrible 2-year health imbalance. It like doesn't want that again. So if I overdid myself, or I didn't eat enough, or whatever, it is like, eat. Okay, if I am doing too much resistance training and I'm not, you know, balancing with stretching and like the foam rolling and the relaxation, yin yang part of it, for lack of better analogy, it tells me, it's like, stop. Like, you know, I'll instantly feel like my body doesn't want to do more strength training if it's had the max that it wants that day. It just, warning signs are a lot louder, which I think it's great, because, you know, it's a good kind of aid to help me remind myself of the path I've always taken before, which got me into that horrible place that took all of my strength to get out of. Again, very blessed to be here, that I can do everything again, so I don't want to abuse myself. At the same time, I still have my desires and I still have my preferences. And I am a strong believer that you should get what you want out of life, live optimally. That's what my whole channel is about. So there's a way, I believe, to find that balance, okay? It's like, you can still have the goals and achievements, your way there just needs to be adjusted, at least for me. And I find this very inspiring and motivating, because it's almost like a breath of fresh air. It's like the first time in my life where I feel like I can feel good and work hard, instead of self-torture and abuse and obsession and just punishment to get to where I want to go. And it just totally logically doesn't even make sense now that I'm like so aware and woken up from all this. It's like, what it doesn't even make sense in math. Like, suffer more to be happy, that doesn't work. It's like, you have to enjoy your process to be happy, you know, and suffering more and like abusing yourself, whether it's food, exercise, lifestyle, whatever, you're abusing yourself. How are you going to get happy from there? So, and again, I always want to say this is my take, my insight. I'm just sharing for those of you who are open to it. I'm not trying to convince or change anybody's minds. I'm sure everybody has their own way of what works for them, and I totally respect that completely. And I take a look around and I see so many different choices, and some work and some don't work, and it's a mixed bag. So there's no what's the right way or wrong way here. I'm just saying what's the right way for me right now, to my wisdom and understanding for myself now. So, and again, I just want to bring awareness to it because this insight, I'm sure I'm not alone, and I just want to add that to the information that's out there that's mainly focused more on the other end, which is like work harder, rest less, don't be lazy. But I'm trying to say, hey, I do that to the nth degree and it caused me harm. So let's bring awareness to those people who are always working too hard and never rest, to rest more and work just enough. I think I'll end on that. I hope you guys are enjoying all my videos and this new path now that I'm moving, farther and away from full recovery. I'm discovering new things, insights from looking back onto my health recovery journey. Again, any questions you want to ask or comment down below in the comment section. You can reach out to me through email. I'm getting more and more email these days. It's really, really hard to get back to everybody, especially on time. I do read every single email, and I really appreciate everybody's support, love, and comment, and sharing their stories with me. It's very heartfelt for me, just because I went through, such a horrible thing. So when somebody tells me, oh, I'm having symptoms or I'm dizzy, and I totally relate, guys. It's just that I'm getting so much emails that it's really, really difficult to still run all my other businesses and all that, and to return everyone's emails. But I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. There's also a lot of action going on in my Facebook group that I've created. Feel free to join that. There's tons of discussion on these type of topics in there. People are great in there. Everybody's super supportive. I try to lead a very inspiring, happier tone to this whole thing. It's not so much a discussion group where people just want to vent and leave negativity. It's more like people are really aware in there. So I'm really happy for that. And so if you want to join, check that out. And you can definitely God, I can't talk. You should. That's actually one of the habits I'm trying to balance or work on myself. It's that when I get excited or passionate, I tend to want to deliver my message really quickly. And sometimes it's good to take a breath and slow down. So yes, you could check out my website, which is www.jadenchristopher.com. It's got kind of a mirror from my YouTube channel videos, but it's also got written out information about my health crash recovery, as well as little tips here and there that I have. You can check that out, and you can find my ebook about my health crash recovery there. And if you want to ever do one-on-one consultation with me about my health crash recovery questions you have in more detail, to just one-on-one with me via Zoom, there's ways to contact me and get that service from me to you as well. I think that's about it, guys. I'm going to enjoy this beautiful, it's morning here in Los Angeles, and looking out my window, I could already see that it's going to be this gorgeous, magical day, and I'm going to enjoy it. So have a good one, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.